demons here, the sound of deafening fear.
You gon' die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-O-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming. You gon' die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-O-I-F-E, right in your side.
NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. I'm DOLPH17, one of your hosts of As the NFL Turns Kickoff pregame show.
I'm Carlos Clay from Uneducated Sports Talk, ready to rock and roll. Let's get it, baby.
Get it.
I'm NONPFIXION, one half of Real Fan Sports. Let's get it.
You know the other half is here. What's up, guys? I'm Zach from Real Fan Sports. What's good, baby? How y'all doing today?
What's going on, my brothers?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
We're doing fine, man. Week 13, baby. Let's get it. Hey, 6 teams. Got 6 teams on the bye today. This, if I'm not mistaken, that means this is the last week that any team will have a bye, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yes, sir.
I think so, yes.
Last
Good.
one.
Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly. Good, man. Really good. But listen, man, we got a special guest we going to bring on, man. This gentleman named J.B. Ellis. He's previously Believe podcast. He's co-host for Sideline Sports, covering the NFL, MLB, MLS, NASCAR, PGA. I can go on and on with what this man has accomplished and his credentials. But look, we're gonna let him come on and we're gonna let him brag for himself. So y'all know what. Getting me grooving early in the morning. Mr. Ellis, how you doing? Man, come on in, man.
What's up, JB?
How's it going, guys?
Good morning.
Going
good. Doing good. Just getting ready for another good Sunday.
Another good Sunday, man. Man, I was trying to read off all your accolades, man. Before we even get into it, man, let everybody know a little something about you, your platform, where we can find you, and all your work that you do, my brother.
I appreciate it. So Sideline Sports on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We're on NGBN, which is a new network launching with the sports partners for them. It's launching in the beginning of December, a couple of weeks. DBTV, which is another streaming platform. NFL Alumni Media. WDJY in Atlanta. We got the Sunday pregame show coming up in about 2 hours, right before kickoff. And of course, Sideline Sports.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, look, we appreciate you being here, taking some time with us, man. I'm gonna get straight to the game of the day. The game of the day, Frisco, Philly. What are you looking for in that game?
I'm going to see who the best team in the NFC is. I mean, all year I've been saying San Francisco's just got all the toys. One of us could probably go play quarterback, and that team would be phenomenal. How you have McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, and a really good offensive line. And, the questions that when Purdy had a couple of bad games, can he lead this team? Anybody can lead that team. 32 quarterbacks in the NFL that are starting would be in the same position. It's nothing against him. He's played well. Right. But I don't think they need anybody better at quarterback. Imagine if they had a guy like Mahomes. Now, on the other hand, Philly, they're toying with teams. It's almost like they're bored. They're not beating them to beat them, which is scary because that's going to come back to bite them at some point. It probably already did against the Jets, but they're just toying with teams. It's like they're a cat with a string toy, just swatting it around. They're bored. They're push-tushing their way to touchdowns and just doing what they do.
Right. So let me ask you this. 2 questions. First question. Just finish it for me. The Eagles win the day if
the defense steps up and can stop McCaffrey, because that offense runs through him.
Okay. And same question. 49ers win the day if
they could somehow stop Jalen Hurts. He's by far right now my MVP. It's between him and McCaffrey, but I think Hurts right now has the edge.
You got Jalen Hurts as your MVP?
Definitely the best team in football right now.
Jalen Hurts, it was me. Jalen Hurts hasn't been playing the best football all year.
I agree with you on that completely, but
I think he's number 3, maybe 4.
I agree he's not playing the best football, but he's the best leader on the best team. So to me, that's why he's the MVP. But my first top two of McCaffrey and him, and unfortunately McCaffrey won't win because he's not a quarterback.
Yeah, they need to just call it the quarterback award. I mean,
Exactly.
that's all they give it to anyway. Carlos, you got anything for JB?
Yeah, JB, who's your ride or die squad, man? Who's your squad?
So usually the last few years, except last year, I'm a Giant fan. So usually the day after Thanksgiving, I look to see what team I'm going to pick, and I've been pretty good. I've gotten the team, that I picked in the Super Bowl a couple of years or deep in the playoffs. This year I didn't pick anybody else. I'm just enjoying all the games. We've had some really interesting football.
I want to ask, what's the bigger story right now between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans? They play tonight in about another hour. What's the bigger storyline in that matchup?
I think right now there's two huge stories, but I think the biggest story is how good CJ Stroud is, how he's become right now the de facto number one quarterback in that class. And to be honest with you, he's actually an MVP consideration. I don't think he should win it, but you can't not look at him and say he deserves it. And of course, for Denver, the turnaround that Sean Payton and that defensive coordinator have had, phenomenal. After you get smoked by Miami, and it was even more disrespectful that they didn't get the record, that they held back. So you're sitting there like, wow, they could have beat us by more. And they came back from that, and then they just come back. They're winning, tough games and playing well.
Right.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
Now, JB, since you're a special guest today, you have no significant things. So if you got a few moments, what we'd like to do while we got you with us, we want to get your opinion on some of the rest of the games on the day's schedule. So the first game on the docket, family, is the Dolphins at the Commanders. JB, you the guest. So in this contest, sir, how are you looking at this contest?
Yeah, I can't see the Commanders doing much here. I mean, they'll put up some points, but Miami's just a much better team. They have so much more talent.
Right. 9.
I mean, I agree. I think it won't look fair once you see the final score. Washington will score. They will put up a couple points. How many couldn't tell you, but I just see Miami dominating this squad, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, the Commanders, they're not good at home for some strange reason. On the road, they play very well. They're very competitive. At home, they get blown out, smacked around. Dolphins won't do them any more favors as well. It's almost like the Dolphins being on the road will help them win this game tremendously.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, the Commanders seem to beat some good teams. I mean, or play them at least well, or it might just be the Eagles. But I mean, Miami really beats up on bad teams and ones that are under 500. I mean, it's just to tell the tale. Tyreek Hill is getting the comparisons to Randy Moss right now, which is crazy by Wes Wilker, saying that he's actually better than Randy Moss. I don't know how I feel about that, but the Dolphins are a team to be scared of. So, but Dolphins for sure.
All right. I respect all y'all what y'all saying. But like Coach was saying, on the very first one, that's right. I'm going with it.
Oh no! You really lone wolfing this one?
Oh, that's right.
I think you just like howling, Dolph. I think you just like howling.
Sam Howell, the Commanders will pull the upset today. They will beat the Dolphins and improve to 5-8. You just said it. They all seem to upset one good team. Today is the day. They just got smoked last week by the Cowboys. Commanders win today over the Dolphins.
In the last game with Seattle, Metcalf just broke the record for the fastest player in the league right now. Mm-hmm. Tyreek Hill's gonna try to break that today. He's gonna try to break that. Trust me, it's not happening, bro. Metcalf beat him out for the season. He's trying to beat that today. I guarantee you.
So now you tell me to put big money on my parlay because I got I got some free play on ESPN Bet. Come on now.
He likes to be known as the fastest in the league. So right now it's Metcalf after the last game.
All right, all y'all in the chat talking about Dolphins tripping. Keep that same energy when this game is over today. And I'm gonna be right here telling you, I told you so. I'm just telling you.
Dog does like five, like 5 a week.
I do. Well, I get about 5 of them a week, man. I get about 5 a week.
He playing his odds, bro.
One's got to hit, right?
All right, man. So so you got areas 4-1. The guys think are gone with the Dolphins at this. Same people would. I'm not saying, so that's why I'm going with the Commanders. And yes, I like Sam Howell. I'm riding with Sam Howell. Commanders do have their quarterback of the future. Now, everything else, they got to figure it out. All right, next game up. Disappointing. When will the Chargers fire this man? How many more? What he got? 5 more games out of the day? JB, how soon should the Chargers let go of this current head coach?
He should have had a walk back from Jacksonville last year.
Yes.
Why he still has a job? You know, I mean, I'm available. I think all 5 of us are available to coach the Chargers, and we have better success. You know, but they're going to win this game. Though the Patriots are just bad. Man,
and offensively is horrible, man. So that's the biggest thing. Where they're struggling. Matt Jones, man, seems to be digressing and not progressing. So I think they'll be in the market for a quarterback in this upcoming draft. And do the Patriots need to remove the GM? Well, I know we touched on the phone title from Bill Belichick and get a GM in there.
I think Belichick's leaving after this year. He may be going to the Chargers. You know?
Ooh.
You already see rumors of people talking about they're already trying to hire him as the OC somewhere. So I see him leaving too. I don't know if they'll say he got fired. They're gonna say they left under common understanding kind of situation. But he's getting let go this year. So is Mac Jones too, probably.
And Mac Jones. So some people are trying to hire what's it called? Allen? That's his name. The Chargers head coach right now. Staley. That's Staley. So Staley is being rumored to be an OC.
No. Belichick.
As an OC? As an OC or DC?
Why?
I mean,
he's always been a defense coordinator. I've heard that too, but I never understood. But I've never understood either because
that makes no sense. JB, have you heard those rumors in your circle?
I haven't heard about him being looked at defensive coordinator, but definitely head coach.
Definitely the head coach.
He got to be head coach.
Lord, he can come to New Orleans.
But I tell you what, though, I mean, if the Patriots couldn't beat up funky New York Giants squad, no disrespect, JB, but they're not beating the Chargers. I'm sorry. Chargers have a full life quarterback where the Giants had Tommy DeVito. Everybody keeps calling him Danny DeVito. So, that's how you know it's bad when you lose to that team. Patriots have no chance in this. Bill Belichick, I think Bill Belichick he'll stay in New England. I think they're not going to cut ties with him. Maybe the GM position, but not the head coach position. And of course, Staley, if he ain't going by this year, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's got something on the table against his guys, but if he ain't going by the end of this year, something
got some incriminating photos.
Bring out the signs, bro. Start boycotting. Like, I don't know what else you would do. I mean, the situation has been so clearly bad, and it's gotten so bad that now they're coming at Justin Herbert and talking more about him and saying how he's not elite and stuff like that. And he still has a lot to prove, but you can't tell me a lot of these games are on him. I know as a starting quarterback and someone that's supposed to be elite, someone that's supposed to be able to have talents to bring a team deep into the playoffs, needs to be able to just go out there and win games. We haven't quite seen that from Herbert, but Staley hasn't put him in the positions that he should be. I mean, the amount of times I've watched games and them just decide for a full quarter almost to not target Keenan Allen, not use Eckler. And then all of a sudden, the fourth, they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. We got Keenan Allen. We got an Austin Eckler. Let's go ahead and give it to him every single time. Like, it should never have been that in the first place.
Like 2 weeks ago and didn't even use Eckler at all.
All right. And
it's like, what are you doing?
And just speaking of Herbert, on the season, 20 touchdowns, 6 INTs, 2,826 yards. He's completing 66% of his passes. So is it just coaching? Because when you look at this team, we know the talent is there. What is it just head coaching, or is this just the
whole staff's got to go?
Yeah, the whole staff. Okay, the whole staff.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's a lot of drop passes too.
They just better not scapegoat smaller coaches because they in the bed with Staley, because we've been seeing that being more and more a trend on some other fronts in the NFL as well.
And here's my issue. I mean, head coaches are supposed to put your players in the best position to win games, right?
You have to
And,
be
and
successful.
if you're a head coach, your job is to not do anything in your power to lose a game. Staley has done that numerous times, at least 6 or 7 games, strictly on the head coach. And it should never come down. It should be the players only. But the head
Right.
coach putting your team in horrible situations, going for it on fourth down, all this analytical BS going on, going for the fourth down at your own 30-yard line in critical situations, and that kind of stuff comes back to haunt them all the time. And that's why they're sitting at 4-7. This is supposed to be their breakout year, and they're at 4-7, and probably won't make playoffs.
I mean, Carlos, every year for the last 2 decades is supposed to be the Chargers' breakout year. I mean,
that's fast.
Maybe they thought moving to LA would kind of get rid of that bad juju that they got going on, but that hasn't seemed to fix it. I don't understand why. I mean, as long as I can remember watching football, it was always, hey, y'all better watch out for the Chargers this year. They're Super Bowl contenders. What happens?
At least with Rivers and them, they were at least doing well in the regular season. It was their playoff woes that got them. As far as this current Chargers team the last 2 or 3 years, it's been everything. Bad regular seasons and playoff woes. As JB said earlier, that 27-point lead. After that game, I would have booted Stated out.
Yeah, he should have been going in. I didn't understand keeping him after that, man.
Too much talent for this.
Too much. Thank you. Way too much talent.
Yes.
And if Sean Payton would have just waited one more year, Sean Payton wanted to go to LA so bad. He had to wait just one more year to get there, but it didn't happen. He went to Denver instead. So we'll find out who the next head coach will be whenever Staley does get the boot. I'm excited to know. Bill Belichick, I heard you guys said that. That's a good one.
All right. And JB, while we still got you, I know you got to go in a few minutes. Who are your top 4 teams in the NFC and AFC currently?
So 4 per league?
Yes, sir.
All right. So obviously NFC Eagles, 49ers, then it becomes rough because there's a definite drop off. After that, I would have to probably say the Lions, and they've just looked horrible the last 2 weeks. And then the 4th team right now, that's tough. I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks. They seem to have, Dallas. Listen, I have no faith in Dallas. Dallas is gonna find a way to fold. The Seahawks, at least, they don't seem like a team that folds. They've just had some bad luck. They did lose to Dallas. I kind of like them. Going to the AFC right now, let's take a look. So I would say AFC's tough. They're all jumbled up. I like the Ravens. Something about them this year. They just seem like they're on a mission. They beat a lot of really good teams at home by just destroying them, where they just went out and took them out. Number 2, let's see. It's a tough spot for number 2. I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs still, even though they have no receivers. If they could find any receivers, they would be really good to help Kelsey out, because you can't throw the ball at Kelsey all game. Even though he's good. The Jaguars definitely got to be 3, and the Miami number 4.
All right. Now let me ask you this: you not saying you don't have faith in the Cowboys? That wouldn't happen to do what you still having a little that John Blue in your blood, would it?
No, they just always fight. Listen, it's been their year for like 20 years.
You sound like Stephen A, man. You sound like Stephen A, man.
Listen, and I like Dak. I like CD Lamb.
Right.
I'm over that thing where I just hated those other teams. I like those 2 guys. Pollard's fun to watch. Then they got Dowdle, who they just started playing a lot more. He's fun.
Right.
They have a fun team to watch. Their defense is phenomenal, but they just find a way to fold. I don't know what it is with winning. And I think with them, it's their head coach. I think, they could do better. They just don't have the right guy leading the team.
All right. Next game on the docket, fellas. The Lions at the helpless, hapless, QB-less, worst $150 million investment in a quarterback in recent memory, New Orleans Saints. JB, I'm gonna let you start with this one, and I really didn't really want to touched this game. I shouldn't even put it on here, but it's
I
on.
was hoping you weren't. I was hoping you
I
weren't.
mean, I was JB hit. Who you got, man? What's he
I just want Derek Carr to send me back all the money he cost me last week. That's it.
Oh my
But
God.
the Lions, they've been playing rough. I think they're going to win this game, but I think it's going to be closer than what everyone thinks because they're just not playing well the last couple of weeks.
Right.
True.
Zach, what you thinking, my brother?
I mean, the way I look at the game is two teams coming off of, divisional rival losses, and it's a matter of what team wakes up. Well, the Saints have been sleeping majority of the season. I mean, I don't see the Saints changing anything dramatically, but of course, I mean, this would be the game that out of nowhere we started looking good, and we, 50% of the fans come back and are like, "Oh, I'm loving what I'm seeing. We still got a chance. Like we can make it." No, like it's just not the year. Just things aren't working that way. Lions are too scary offensively. We're down Marshawn Lattimore. We're down Marcus May. I don't know if word has came out on whether or not Olave has been able to pass through yet.
Yeah, he good.
He is good. Okay,
yeah.
well that's good to hear. But no Rashid Shaheed. Players are down, and even when they were in, we weren't looking great. Lions got it.
I think Zach took the words out of my mouth, man, when he said this could be the game that the Saints actually win and give us some hope again to win the division and like an up and down seesaw. Like, we beat the Lions, so we got a legit chance, and then come out the next week and get murdered by under 500.
Carolina. We play Carolina. Don't say that, okay? Because I'm going to that game, and I at least want to feel something, okay? And not pain.
Saints want to get something going on. It starts now, but right now I think the Lions will have a feast against New Orleans. New Orleans always tends to make these other teams look better than what they are. The Lions are going to have a nice game. Put a lot of points on there. Can we match it? I don't think we can. We've seen Derek Carr's red zone woes. It is a real thing. It is a real thing. Non-fiction will know about that. But it is a real thing about Derek Carr in that red zone. It is scary, ugly, how terrifyingly bad he is in the red zone. And I heard it from all the Raiders fans before the season started. And I was like, new team, new feeling. We'll be all right. No, it is a real thing about Derek Carr in the red zone. It is ugly in there. So can we keep up points? I don't think so. Give me Lions by 10.
I mean, look, this is the thing, right? If we get like at the 16-yard line, take a false start, pull it out the 20, just shoot for the end zone.
How about if we get to the 16, put in Jameis Winston, he'll throw a touchdown. Because you ain't got to worry about Jameis throwing deep anymore because you're at the 16-yard line.
I'm telling you, for a minute there, I think when he was with the Raiders, I think they did that on purpose. We would get false starts if he was inside the red zone, and he's like, "That's funny." But then we go back a couple yards and score. So it's like But if Goff can find a way of not giving the game away, because they have a lot of issue with fumbling, turning the ball over like really easy. Mm-hmm. And I know the defense of the Saints hasn't been what it's supposed to be, what we thought it was going to be this season. I mean, the Lions probably will win this game. But like Zach said, this could be one of those games where it's like last minute type situation. They come out and get the dub, the Saints. But I think the Lions will win.
All right. And we're being joined by our final host of the show, the one and only, the legendary Coach Rock. Coach, good morning. How you doing? Come on in.
Hey guys, what's going on? How
you doing, Coach?
Guys? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Got your fingers crossed on, Coach. Got the
Coach, your thoughts on this game? You had your oatmeal this morning?
Man, and my friend, you see what I'm wearing, bro? SEC, bro. We got to get this thing, bro.
It's gonna be crazy in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right.
I got
one. Yeah.
My thoughts: the Lions in the blowout.
Ooh.
Not even close. Yeah, that's how everybody looking at it. Not even close.
I really think that this team has kind of given up on Dennis Allen in the locker room as their coach. I think this team is in disarray. I think there's a lot of people that are just throwing smoke signals about we got the right people in the right places, which is a lot of BS. I think it's just time for this whole debacle to get cleaned up. Let's call it what it is, and let's just get it right, man. And I really think that this team is just in a bad place, the whole organization overall right now.
Gotcha. I would pick this game, but y'all done picked, so I ain't gonna pick. We're gonna go in that game, man. I'm trying.
Take along with this one too.
Nah, I ain't gonna eat long with different, bro. I go in that game, bro. I'm trying to have a good day. I ain't trying to start my day off like that. All right. We got the Cardinals at the Steelers. Last week, the Steelers exploded on offense for over 400 yards for the first time in the last 2-3 years, maybe longer than that.
Feels like it.
Was that fool's gold or was that the real thing?
I mean, look, if you fire Matt Canada, and all of a sudden you just score a lot of points, but you got a lot of yards, and for the first time all year, you beat the opposition in the yardage category. So it's got to be a coincidence, right? And what a way to go back and face a Cardinals team that looks like they're officially really going to tank now. It's the first time they haven't been competitive all year, and they got their ass whooped by the Rams. So now they're going into Pittsburgh in that cold weather. There's no comfy turf, no comfy dome. Pittsburgh out there in that stadium, they're going to dominate this game on defense. They're going to put up a lot of yards, maybe not a lot of points, but I don't see how the Cardinals can keep up scoring because the Steelers defense at home so good. So give me the Steelers by 13.
All right.
Definitely got to agree with you. The Steelers here, I mean, this is a great game for them to see how good that offense is because the Cardinals don't stop anybody. This is just, why is this a game? Almost wish that they would go to some sort of relegation type system. Like, if you're going to just tag, if you're going to tag like this, go to like the B division or something with the Jets and Giants who belong there permanently.
Let them fight it out for the number 1 pick, huh?
Exactly.
They'd be better off putting them on stage and have a debate. I'd rather watch that than football, to be honest with you. Who's the GOAT? Go. You know what I'm saying? But
here's why we deserve the number 1 pick.
Exactly. Cardinals 0-6 away, 2-10 total. I mean, Steelers, even though I'm still not 100% convinced on this team, the Steelers, I can't see them losing to the Cardinals, especially now that we know the Cardinals are trying to pretty much really give up that spot. They really don't want to play anymore. They just want to go to the draft. That's all they want to do. So it's Steelers, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Steelers are just still going to be able to skate by with a good record, and I really don't think they're a good team. I just don't. I don't see it with Kenny Pickett back there. Jaylen Warren has been, a great new life for the Steelers. He's been playing really, really good as Najee Marshall's having a struggling year. So, I mean, that is definitely the biggest positive out of it. Maybe finding the offense coordinator was a good thing, as Dolph said. But I mean, they win this game, but I wish they played against somebody a little bit tougher so that they can start losing a little bit. I don't think they're as good as what their record is. As much as I love Mike Tomlin, it's just not it.
You got, Coach.
In the voice of the late great Stuart Scott, booyah! Let's keep moving, bro. Steelers, man.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, right. That's right. Because I don't trust him, and I don't like him. He is not a starting quarterback in this league. Last week was a fluke. Kenny Pickett is trash. He is overrated. The Steelers need to go in the draft and get them a franchise quarterback, and that will be proven today when the Cardinals walk in to Pittsburgh and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, because Kenny Pickett will pass for a merely 98 yards today. Watch.
Where your oatmeal at, Dolph? You got that oatmeal this morning, boy. Ooh, you got that oatmeal this morning. Ooh.
I'm telling you. All right. Listen. Do you trust this Steelers offense?
Now, do you trust the Cardinals, first of all? I agree with the Steelers.
I just don't trust it.
Do I trust the Cardinals? They to me, they're still a team that plays hard. They compete every week. It's not like they're just in games getting blown out every week.
Well,
they're in these games. Well, that's
last week.
That's 1 week.
The difference? You see the difference between the Steelers and the Chargers, though? If Tomlin was in LA, the Chargers would be a Super Bowl contender every year.
Yes.
The Steelers, he's got Pickett as his quarterback who's the receivers aren't that great. The defense isn't what it used to be, but they're still pretty good. His running backs aren't top tier anymore, yet he's still 7-4, and the schedule's getting easier this part of the year. So it's all him.
Right. JB, we
My
have this
man,
conversation a
the
lot.
same Steelers team beat
Uh-huh.
that really good Ravens squad earlier this year, right? The same Steelers team has beaten the Bengals, although no Joe Burrow, but the Steelers team, they played some competition and won some games. They're 7-4 for a reason. And whether you like them or not, I mean, 10 wins is not out the realm for this team into a playoff spot.
And these Cardinals beat the Cowboys. What does that mean? That was Cardinals. Nah, what does that mean?
That's more than Cowboys.
Yeah, JB, let me ask you this. When it comes to top coaches in the National Football League, I feel that Mike Tomlin is highly disrespected. I think personally, Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest head coaches in the history of the National Football League. You can put his resume up against any current coach in the National Football League. We know Bill Belichick is the GOAT right now. We understand that. But after that, Mike Tomlin has to be in the conversation for what he has accomplished in Pittsburgh. Not only what he's doing this year, but that team last year was worse than this team this year. And he found a way to finish at 500 or above 500. This man has never coached a losing team in his head coaching career. What is your thoughts on Mike Tomlin as a head coach?
Best coach in the NFL right now, better than Belichick, because Belichick has never won without Brady. Tomlin has never had a losing year. Doesn't matter who his quarterback has been. You know, he won with, what was that guy's name? The guy who went off on
Dobbs.
I can't think of it. He was horrible. Duck, whatever the guy's name was.
Oh, the duck guy.
Yeah, the guy who said that stuff to Miles Garrett. Rudolph.
That's Rudolph.
Listen. I've met Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett is probably the most relaxed, chill guy in the world. So you know something had to be said. And yet Tomlin still won games with him playing quarterback. Tomlin is by far the best coach in the NFL.
And think about this too. As far as Pittsburgh, the destination, they don't get a lot of free agents, big name free agents. No one goes to Pittsburgh and say, "Oh, I want to live there for 4 or 5 years." You know, no one does that. So he's not a sexy destination to attract free agents. So you play with who you got. And he's done a magnificent job all this year. This isn't LA, this isn't Dallas, this isn't Philadelphia either, where teams tend to go to Philadelphia for some strange reason. Although it's in the same state. But still, Pittsburgh, no one goes there. And he still finds ways to win, whether it be the Mason Rudolphs or the Ben Roethlisbergers or now currently the Kenny Pickett's, man. And just finds ways to win.
All right, gotcha. All right, fellas, let's take a look at the current playoff standings in the National Football League heading into the day. All right, currently the number 1 seed in the AFC is the Baltimore Ravens, the team that JB just said, hey, there's something about this team, and as mentioned, they have beat some of the top contenders this year. And listen, they mollywopped the Lions, so they have really humbled the Lions when they went up there. And do you guys think that the injury to Andrews will hurt this team come playoff time?
No.
Isn't the rumor that he might be able to come back by playoffs?
He will come back by playoffs. They say he's got him on IR. He'll be back for the playoffs when they do make it. This Ravens squad is legit. Their defense is legit. And of course, they're playing, like JB said earlier, they're on a mission. I think the Ravens and the Eagles are on a mission to
also that backup tight end actually ain't no joke though.
Yeah,
Likely.
Yeah, he's nice.
Likely is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Breaking news. What is it? The kid was cut from the tight end from Arizona cut. He's gonna sign with Baltimore tomorrow.
Zach Ertz?
Yes.
Oh, Zach Ertz to the Ravens?
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
On breaking news on that one, right? Because they did say they did release them. So
Zach Ertz and Andrews comes back. And the kid they got now. Wow.
And they got Isaiah Likely.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but the Ravens are on a mission, and I've seen the last 4 or 5 games now. This defense, albeit Lamar Jackson is gonna be ride or die with him. You're gonna ride with him. You're gonna die with him. What are you gonna do? Because Lamar's gonna win some games, but he can also lose some games as well. No matter how talented he is as a quarterback, him trying to prove that he is a quarterback could come back to hurt them later on in the playoffs. But right now, they're just playing to win, and I don't care how they get it. Same thing with the Eagles. They don't care what the score is. They don't care. We just winning. Put the double in the column. I think the Eagles and Ravens right now, those fly birdie teams are on a collision course to face each other. It's just like they those two teams mean business, and I can sense it on the field. They just mean business. Let's just win. Let's just win. So that's what I'm saying, and that's why they're number one in their respective conferences.
And when I look at that potential matchup, the Ravens should fare pretty good against that style of offense that the Eagles run, being that they got Lamar Jackson and they see it every day. A quarterback who is even more dynamic with his feet than Jalen Hurts. Now, the number 2 seed, I think, is being highly disrespected. They're the Super Bowl defending champions. They have the best quarterback in the National Football League right now, on pace to probably go down as one of the best, is not the best in the history of the game, in my opinion. Everybody seems to be overlooking the Chiefs, but yet they're sitting here 8-3 with only one reliable receiver source, which is Kelsey. But yet this team is 8-3. Why is the 8-3 football team second in the AFC and defending Super Bowl champion being overlooked by so many people?
Because when you're that good, folks look for a way. Ex Patriots, right? When you're that good for so long, folks don't like that, so they try and find ways to bring you down. 8-3, this Chiefs team looks like they're on a collision course once again to go to another AFC championship. And for some folks, it gets old. It gets old. So in your mind, you want to discredit them. They're 8-3, and just had a great come from behind win against the Raiders last week. And they're still not being mentioned because no one wants to mention it, because back in their own minds, we know at the end of the day, the Chiefs, whether they're 12-5, 11-6, whatever, they're going to find a way in the AFC Championship once again. Now, this year, it might be, will it be at home or not? We don't know because of the record. But right now, the Chiefs are just that good, and people don't like teams being that good for that long. So they find ways to try and bring them down.
And I think also because they're being overlooked, because everybody talks about the inconsistency of their receiving core. Yeah. And I think they're still working the kinks out on that. I think the kid Rice, I think that's his name. Number 4, he's kind of starting to work himself into being that other receiver for them. So I think once they kind of settle into their receivers core and who's won and kind of who's going to come along in the playoff, I think they're going to be the team to beat. I just think the inconsistency of the receiving core got everybody kind of feel for them, because you've been seeing so many drop passes and the inconsistency of their receivers lately.
Yeah, I think they also found some in Justin Watson too. He's coming around lately, last couple of weeks. Looks pretty good. Has pretty decent hands. I know during the game when it was in the rain, of course, he drops the balls, but it's in the rain, so I kind of expect a couple balls to be dropped. But, I mean, they did lose to the Eagles. They did lose to the Broncos, and they did lose game 1 against Detroit. So, I mean, I think part of people's like, you're not sure what you're going to get in, any given Sunday with them, because when they played the Raiders, of course, the first half, they looked terrible. Second half, they made great adjustments and came back and won the game, of course. But that first half, they looked bad. They did not look good at all. And it was more than just drop passes. It was just miscues by everybody. It was like everybody on offense didn't look great. But I mean, it's still the Chiefs. They're still, like you said, champions. But I mean, there's teams out there I think a little bit better. Yeah, it's definitely a different team.
Their defense is completely different. If they had this defense the year they lost to the Patriots, where they got that offside penalty, I think it was Chris Jones, they would have won that game. So they're winning differently than what they did through previous years, because their defense is really good, and their offense isn't the story. Even though Mahomes is still Mahomes, and Kelsey's always Kelsey. I mean, it's those two basically on offense again, and the defense is stepping up.
Well, I mean, we also can't forget about Pacheco, man. Pacheco's been having a phenomenal season running the ball. I mean, that's something that, we didn't really see a whole lot with the Chiefs for quite some time. And there's some games where they're just like, all right, we're going to run him 24, 25 times, and we're just going to let him do his thing. I mean, the dude's a workhorse. Like, he runs the same on the first snap and the last snap, hard as can be. I would say, as far as why the Chiefs are being disrespected, it's not just that people are tired of seeing them there at the number 1 spot. I think it's also a matter of, once you get to the top, you're looked at as perfection, right? Like they want you to be perfect game in, game out. And that's just not what we're getting from the Chiefs this year. Like they don't look like the perfect team. They still look like a great team, but because they're not at the standard at which teams and fans believe they should be at, they look at them a lot harder in these situations. I mean, they're going through the ringer right now. We saw them do it without Tyreek last year, as with their number one wide receiver being Juju. They're still trying to find who their number one wide receiver is going to be. I'm with Coach Rock on this. I think Rashee Rice is going to be that guy. He's been fun to watch. I believe last week was his first 100-yard game. I thought near the end of the season is when he would start popping off, and they need to really keep feeding this man throughout the rest of this regular season and just get him fully comfortable, fully locked in with Patrick Mahomes, where they're on the same page on those free plays where they're just running backyard football, scrambling. And he's a guy that he can confidently look for and throw to in those situations. I mean, Chiefs are still dangerous, man.
Right. They got Sky Moore last year, first round pick, and he has not looked like anything.
That was a waste.
Yeah, kind of a wasted pick, man. They're trying to find ways to get involved, and he has just not been that dude so far. So that really hurt their development of the receiving core.
Right. And for the season, I mean, they still have big play potential. They have like 32 plays or 20 yards or more for the season. So the big play threat is still there with this team, despite them being limited at the wide receiver position with no one as of yet stepping up to the plate. Now, the number 3 seed, the Jacksonville Jaguars. What are we to make about the Jaguars here? What do we make of the Jaguars? Do you have any confidence in the Jaguars in the playoffs other than maybe a wild card victory?
I do. I like Jacksonville, and what I've seen from Trevor Lawrence over the last 2 or 3 weeks now, their red zone was their issue earlier in the year. The red zone area, it has not been an issue the last 2 or 3 weeks now. Trevor Lawrence has found a rhythm. He's found a groove. He's got playmakers around him too. Talk about Calvin Ridley. You talk about ETN. You talk about Christian Kirk. He's got some. Hey, even the tight end Ingram from New York a couple years ago. He's been that guy the last 2 years now for Jack. They got weapons, and now they're coming on and they're getting those touchdowns. Instead of field goals, they're getting touchdowns now. And this team is scared. That young defensive core back there, they're young, they're fast, they're hungry. Right now, the Chiefs, one good thing about Kansas City is they love it because they are under the radar. No one's talking about us. We're the Super Bowl champions. We went to the AFC Championship 5 years in a row, right? Under the radar. Even the Jaguars, under the radar. No one is talking about the team being 8-3 because the respect factor isn't there yet. Well, all you gotta do is just keep winning, and all you need is that one major win in a divisional round to get to a championship game, and people put their respect in your name. But right now, look, Jacksonville, I don't know who they're playing. If the playoffs will start right now, who they be playing, but they're looking pretty good in at that 3 seed. And you know the Ravens have a bye week right now, so the Jaguars win. I don't know how the seedings change. I think if the Jaguars do win, they will be the number 1 seed for a minute until the Ravens come back next week from bye. But yeah, I like the Jaguars, and I like Trevor Lawrence's development from this year alone, from the red zone point of view.
Yeah, last week they were all number 1. All 3 teams in the AFC were the number 1 seed for a little bit until the end of the night when the Ravens won Sunday night.
Wow.
And the Jaguars are making the natural progression that the Lions have made, where they've gotten better each year. It's hard to go from, a team that's not used to winning a Super Bowl. You have to make jumps. Last year they won the wild card game, against the Chargers, who came into them. But, that was a big jump. That was something to set them up for this year. This year they're going out, they're playing good football. They're 9-3, and they're just getting better each week, and they're going to be a team that you may not want to play. I mean, the Ravens will probably beat them. The Chiefs, with their receiving right now, I don't know. I mean, they could possibly upset the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not the same Chiefs. I just don't know who's going to get past the Ravens.
Gotcha. So right now, the Ravens are your favorite to come out the AFC.
Definitely.
Okay. All right, let's jump to the NFC. Then I'm gonna start with the number 3 seed, who's in New Orleans today. The Lions. Are the Lions a serious contender to those top 2 teams in the NFC?
No.
I don't think so.
Not right now. Like if they can find a way to avoid these teams in the playoffs, I don't know how they can. But if the Lions can find a way to maybe somewhat upset the number 2 seeded team, if the Lions stay at 3, that's your only way of getting to an NFC championship. Because if you got to face Eagles or the Niners, those who are the upper class of the NFC and the NFL itself, for the Lions to right now, if you're Detroit, just focus on winning the wild card match. Or just win that one first, right? Baby steps. So I don't want to go the Lions versus Niners / Eagles already. The Lions are a trending team, like JB said, along with the Jaguars. But the Lions have shown. I love Dan Campbell. I love the attitude he brings, the swag he brings to the squad, and they are going under him. So they're biting kneecaps. They're winning games, and it's over 500 at this time since it's before black folks can get in restaurants. So I mean, it's just like this team has just been like balling this year, and I'm very happy for the city of Detroit to have a winning team. Now, if you're the Lions, you don't want to come to obscurity and start losing the games against the Saints and whatnot, right? You want to keep this same pace so that you can maybe sneak that number 2 seed, right? Because you're not getting the number 1 seed, but you can sneak the number 2 seed and maybe have a home game against the Niners or whoever it may be, right? Instead of going on the road for that divisional match. So you were to go on the road for the championship game. So start looking at stuff like that, but it starts in this game against New Orleans. You got to find a way to win this game because it's right there for the taking. And that marks a good team. You can win games like this coming up against New Orleans, right? Those trap games, quote unquote. The Lions have to be that team because you're the hunter for the last 30 years. Now you're the hunted for the first time. It's a different ball game. So of course the Saints come out there with a urgency to beat this team, but the Lions got to understand that we are the better team. Got to show it. Will they? Come to find out.
Big problem with the Lions. Their defense has got to show up. I don't know what's been going on with the defense. Goff has been awful the last 2 weeks, but that's your quarterback. He'll be fine. But the defense, you have some great talent on that defense, and it's just disappeared since the Chargers game.
Yes.
All right. Do y'all trust the Lions? Let's say a divisional round, Lions Cowboys. You think the Lions could defeat the Cowboys in Dallas?
In Dallas,
It won't be in Dallas.
I don't. But it won't be in Dallas, right? Let's say unless
Right.
they lose some, it won't. I can't see him beating them in Dallas. I can see him beating at home possibly, but I mean, I would JB. The defenses just looked horrible. I mean, you rather get these bad games out the way now. I mean, like we said, 2 really bad last 2 weeks out of them. I'd have to take a look at their remaining schedule to see what they got up. I mean, this New Orleans Saints game should be one that's easy for them to win. I mean, this is one Saints a little bit banged up on defense. In different situations like that, go in and just come out with a dominant win, get the ties to turn back. I like Dan Campbell as well, just as you were saying, but he's also made games a little bit closer to what they need to. Like there's definitely been some moments we saw with the Green Bay game where they had some fumbles and then they went into like full panic mode with a whole game, half and more.
Right.
And they go straight panic out of nowhere instead of just relying on that run game that they have that is so dominant, and they could have just inched their way back in. We'll see.
All right. Now you guys say if in Dallas, yes, but guess what? They actually play each other week 17 in Dallas.
12:30.
So Dallas can jump them and take that number 3.
Nah, Dallas can't. Dallas can't because Dallas not gonna win the division. They got to hope that the Eagles.
Well, yeah, that's right. They're gonna win
Dallas
the
is
division. That's why.
Dallas will watch the Niners Eagles game, and they are praying the Niners find a way to beat the Eagles, and then Dallas face Philadelphia the week after that, right? And then after that, you pray for the Eagles' schedule at the end is very easy. Right. So the Eagles have this gauntlet of a schedule, right? Bills, Dolphins, Chiefs, and they've won them all so far, right? And then you're like, man, like. Your only hope now, because if the Eagles win this game, they're winning the division. That's it. If the Eagles beat the Niners, they're winning the division. And Dallas has no hope but the 5th seed, right? So you're hoping for a Niners win if you're the Cowboys because you have a chance now to maybe win. But the Eagles' last 3 games, you guys, and JB might know this: Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Yeah,
that's the last 3 games for Philadelphia.
But
So
after Niners, Cowboys, Seahawks.
All
yeah,
right.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Now the Lions remaining games, they got the Bears next week. Then they got the Broncos, the Vikings, the Cowboys, and they close up with the Vikings.
Yeah, tough schedule, man.
They got
It's
a
tough.
tough schedule.
They
After the
have
day,
So you have to win the Saints game. You have to.
They
Yeah,
have
you
to win this
can't
game.
you can't leave games like that on the table.
yeah, they have to, man. But all right, the number 2 seed. Some say they're the best team in football, despite having a 3-game losing streak where everybody thought that the world was ending because the 49ers lost 3. And I'm mainly talking about those fair weather 49er fans, not the true 49er fans who were jumping off bridges and everything because they lost 3 straight, turned their back on Brock Purdy, but now want to sing melodies to Brock Purdy after things have been corrected. What's your thoughts on the 49ers? Possibly, well, in my thought, I think they're the better team in the NFC, and they go prove it today.
I mean, dude, I think the Brock Purdy disrespect came at be crazy. I couldn't believe how quick they folded on him. It's like he had 3 bad games so far in his career. They just happen to come all back to back. And they went as far as trying to come at him for how he spent his free time during his bye week. They're like, oh, why you go back home and working on a farm? Like, because he's 22 and just living his life. Like he's just trying to relax. It's a bye week. That's what you're supposed to do. And they mad at him for that. It blew my mind how
So you guys,
everybody was to jump ship, man.
you guys have to understand. From living in the Bay Area, a large part of the Niner fan base are old Raider fans who left the Raider Nation when the Raiders left Oakland to Los Angeles the first time.
Oh, okay.
So they've been fair weather since for a very, very long time. So they got faithful, but they got a lot of fair weather too. So that's not surprising them saying all that stuff. They got fans, but they got a lot of fair weather. But I mean, it's gonna be a good game. I can't wait to watch the game. Actually, honestly.
Yes. All right, Coach, what's your thoughts?
No thoughts. Everybody kind of touched on everything, man. So
All right.
I think the Niners best team in the NFL right now. Even when they had that, I was doing on my shows. I do my weekly power rankings, and even when they were losing 3 in a row, I still had them as my top 5 teams. I was like, they're gonna get it together. They'll get together.
Right.
And now they have 3 straight wins, kind of dominating a little bit, And now all of a sudden, this team looks like the best team in the league, and I'm with you on that. Dolph, they got something for the Eagles this week.
And also the best front office. I mean, they got McCaffrey
Oh,
last year. They
far.
went out and got Chase Young. And when you look at the way that deal was, I believe they traded a 3rd-round pick they got as a supplemental pick. And if Chase Young leaves, they get back a 3rd-round pick. So they basically traded him for nothing.
Nothing.
So
How's it ironic that right now Chase Young has been there and he has not been hurt yet at all?
Not at all.
All of a sudden, Chase Young is healthy as ox right now.
Yep.
Winning cures everything.
Gotcha. And hey, 10-1 Eagles, runners up in the Super Bowl. Despite being 10-1, a lot of people feel they have not looked as good as they did last season. A couple close games again last week. They had to pull it out in overtime against the Buffalo Bills. So today is a proving game for the Eagles too. Could the entire NFL nation be overlooking a 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles football team?
No, the Eagles have not looked at us as last year. They look better, in my opinion. They're better than last year. They've had close games, but against everybody. Name the team, name the area. It doesn't matter. Kansas City, Miami, Buffalo, right? Let's go with a Poochie's team. Who they beat bad this year? The Commanders twice, right? Beat the Cowboys. I mean, they've beaten everybody. This isn't Pittsburgh a couple years ago when they're 11-0 and they were like, oh, that's a fraud team. That's a fraud 11-0 Pittsburgh team. That was what, 3 years ago or 4 years ago? They're 11-0, and we all just knew they're just playing bad teams. No, this Eagles team, they're beating everybody the same way, and they're never out of it. And I like the fact they're winning like that because it only brings super duper confidence in this squad, not for this now, not for today's game, but for the playoffs as well. No matter what situation, whether they're down or up, they feel good about themselves no matter what. They got Hurts playing, like JB said, at an MVP level. I agree with you as an MVP candidate for sure. And the stats won't say it, but the dubs say it all. And what he's done in the fourth quarter and at the Bills in overtime as well, right? So, I mean, he's been playing out of his mind as a QB despite the major numbers. But him getting A.J. Brown, over 1,000 yards already this year. I mean, that says a lot because they had that number one receiver. And then Devontae Smith now starting to get on late in the year, right? And all this Ertz talk. Ertz might go back to Philadelphia. Who knows, right?
That's true, maybe. I don't know how.
I mean, Goddard I think, is coming back like this week, I think, or next week.
Yeah, I know he's coming back soon.
But still, the Eagles are that good. I love how they're playing, and yes, they are still under the radar at 10-1 because they're not blowing anybody out.
Look, to make a comparison.
Yeah, go ahead, JB.
No, to make a comparison, I mean, there was a guy in San Francisco that used to lead comebacks against teams that they shouldn't be down to, Joe Montana, and they would just come back week after week, in late drives. And Jalen Hurts is kind of doing the same thing. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Joe Montana at this point in his career, but that leadership to be able to do that week in and week out, it's not easy to get a team to come back in the NFL. And he's doing it consistently.
This is the way that I've always looked at it. Dominating teams and stuff like that feels like it should be a luxury in the NFL. Going out and winning games is your proven point, man. And whether it's close or far away, when you look at the score sheet, they sitting at 10-1. It doesn't matter who they play; they find a way to win. I agree everything that everyone said. I mean, we talked about earlier, Dolph saying that Jalen Hurts to him, is it the front runner for the MVP? Because he's had some very average games, but what has he done at the end of all those? He's came out and did what was needed to win. That is the biggest key for this Philadelphia team. And I mean, this game is going to be fun. I really have no idea where it could go. I mean, San Fran wants their redemption. Philly is, trying to prove that they haven't fluttered and that they're going to go back to the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be a fun one. But those that are saying, oh, they're 10-1, but they should have lost some, but they did, so shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. This game should have got flexed to 720, though. I will say that.
Yes.
They should have flexed to 720. For sure.
All right, guys. Falcons at Jets. Let's keep this quick. First of all, does anybody care?
No.
I don't care, but we are an NFL show, so we got to
say
something.
We care because
we got to say something about it. But no, I'm going to go real quick. Jets will win this game. Jets have played a lot of high-powered offenses the last couple of weeks, right? Where they can't keep up scoring-wise. The Falcons are not that team. Falcons can't score. I think the Jets keep this relatively close, which is in their favor, and look for turnovers galore from Ritter. I think the Jets win this one close game in New York. Give me the Jets at home. Cold weather.
Hey, Demetri, get your popcorn ready, baby. Rise up, baby, rise up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, JB.
First place Atlanta Falcons. They're going to get to 500 today because the Jets will do something Jet-like.
Yeah, man. All right, Coach. Good. Just move on, Coach. And Coach.
Toss the coin up. Wherever it falls. That's the new picture. Wherever the coin fall, no. This shit hit the ground hard, too. With those two. I
stay with the cold weather. I'll go with New York. I'll go with just because of the cold weather. Just because of the cold weather. That's about it.
Sorry, Demetri. I just don't like the Falcons. So I'm gonna go with the cold weather winning too, man. I'm salty still. I'm mad at the Saints, but I'm gonna take it out on y'all.
All right, Colts and Titans. Derrick Henry.
Man.
They finally discovered that Derrick Henry still plays for them last week, I see.
Yeah, give me Titans. Tennessee at home. For some reason, they're just so much better at home. And it might be that dope-ass turf they got now instead of that natural grass they used to have. I don't know, but on that turf, they're a different team. The Colts, albeit they're winning games and they're above 500 right now and currently in the playoff race. But give me the Titans to quote unquote shock the Colts. I got Tennessee winning at home. I think Levis' confidence goes up a little higher at home, and of course Derrick Henry. Look for him to have another monster game against his Colts squad. The defense hasn't played the best lately, and I look for Derrick Henry to get a couple touchdowns in this game. But a close game, though, very close game.
All right, what you got, Zach?
Colts are just a surprise team being 6-5. I think they're going to beat the Titans. Titans are just not very good this year. I mean, about time they got Henry involved last week, but I think a little too late.
I mean, it's not like they haven't got him involved at all. It's like they go through games. He's involved in the game strategy one game, then they'll go 2 weeks and they only give him 10 touches. I don't know what the scenario around that is. They try to save him up and trade him. Like I don't get it. I'm going with the Colts, man. I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with Colts as well.
Y'all forget about. I'm sorry. Y'all forget about. They have finally gotten Jonathan Taylor involved more as well. Now they get that dual running back threat. He is out. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's on me.
He get thumb surgery, right? I believe something with his thumb.
Yeah, Taylor is out. Zach Moss show.
Oh wow.
Hey, but Zach Moss is balling this year, man.
Yeah,
balling too.
Zach
Moss got 670 yards right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts, man. Even though I do like Tennessee and I like Levis, and I know running the running back game there with Henry, he's definitely one of the best. But I like Minshew, man. I like Minshew, and I want to see Colts win another one, man. You make it 7-5.
All right, what you got, Coach?
Like Erykah Badu said, give me a window seat. You know, in that video, she just started walking and taking her shit off and just kept walking. Just keep walking on that one, bro.
What in the world?
Oh, who you got, dog?
I'm going with the Colts in that one too, man. I'm going with the Colts in that one. Yeah. All right. You Lone Wolf it. Now here's a game that should be getting much more respect. One of the top games of the day. The hottest team in the National Football League, the Denver Broncos, against my MVP favorite. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Y'all can disrespect him all you want because he's a rookie. He's still my MVP favorite, CJ Stroud. And today he ends the Broncos win streak in H-Town. Let's go.
Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. The Broncos by 10.
Okay. They got defense in Houston now.
I agree with Coach Rock. Give me Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos to be in Houston. I like both these teams. I do. But for some reason, Sean Payton has turned that Broncos team around. Vance Joseph, the D coordinator, he's turned that team around. I don't know what's going on in Denver, but it's all good things. The Texans have a really good defense. They do, and it's going to be one of those mid-tier games. You're talking like low 20 kind of games. Both teams in the low 20s. So I'm going to go with Denver, though, because for some reason, it's just something about the Broncos had been playing efficient. No turnovers, right? As far as we've seen from the Texans now, Stroud has kind of come back down to earth just a little bit. I'm off the MVP train now. I'm off, but he's obviously the rookie of the year. That's obvious rookie of the year. But I'm off the MVP hype for the last couple of years.
Right. We'll be back on after the day.
We'll find out. We'll
be back on after the day. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna go Denver 21-20.
Ooh, okay.
An angry Texans team is going to win this game. They're not happy that they lost to the Jaguars.
Thank you, JB. Yeah. Thank you. See, somebody with clarity on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Zach. What you got, Zach?
Oh man, look, I had to jump off the MVP train for Stroud too, but mainly that's because I don't think they're gonna have a chance to win the division. I think they really need to win against the Jags, and if they would have done that, then he'd have been my front runner, whether or not he would have got it or not. Stroud's been doing some phenomenal things. Tank Dell dealing with a little bit of an injury, but he is playing today. But the Broncos have just been inching their way forward, man. I think I'm going to rock with the Broncos in this game.
Thank you, someone with clarity.
And I'm in my mind the other day. I picked the Texans earlier, but man, Broncos doing their thing recently, man.
Point toss. It's gonna be a good game. And here's my thing. Can we give a non-shout out to the NFL for not putting the Texans on prime time the last 2 weeks now? we've had chances now to put them on prime time, whether it be Monday Night Football, the flex schedule now, right? We
Mhm.
Yeah.
had to sit there and watch the freaking Vikings and the Bears play,
Oh my God.
where it should have been
please
been
stop, bro.
Jaguars and Texans.
Should have been.
Yeah. This week we could have had Texans and Broncos play, I don't know,
Yes.
Sunday night or something.
Yes.
But no
Listen,
flex in that either. So
the NFL has no. We're gonna watch whatever slop they put on TV. That's the problem
Right.
because they do it consistently. Because there's been so many better choices than the primetime games they had. What do we have? 2 good primetime games all year so far this year that were
Pretty much.
quality matchups.
Feels like it. We've had a couple good Sunday nights, but
and
Monday and Thursdays have been rough.
if you want to go ahead and put your stars on the map, CJ Stroud is a star right now. And like only folks in Houston or like major NFL knowledge know about this guy. The rest of the world has no clue how good Stroud really is or how he's playing so far. And now the Broncos, like I said, they've had this 5-game winning streak, whatever it is. They've been dominant in those games. This will be a great matchup for the national media to see on a primetime level. But nope. We're not gonna do that. It's good on 12 o'clock.
I mean, especially with how much Broncos was being disrespected last season and even the beginning of this season, how they started the season off. Started off with, I think, with 3 losses, back to back. But I mean, I'm going with the Texans, man. I think CJ Stroud gonna have a great game. He's gonna show why he is the best rookie in the class right now. But it's CJ Stroud. He's gonna do this thing. Like they say, let Russ cook, let CJ Stroud cook. He's going to cook.
34-23.
Ooh.
Okay.
34-23. You coaching Carlos 34-23. I'm calling it. CJ Stroud gets back into the MVP race.
You got oatmeal in your red. I mean, raisins in your oatmeal.
You got the raisins in that.
You got the raisins in his oatmeal.
You got the purple raisins in there, man.
He's
spicy.
He's spicy.
All right, here's the game. We just gonna move about. Who just say who you win? Who wins?
Buccaneers.
Panthers. Why not?
Oh, got the Panthers getting
Make it different. Do something different in here, baby.
Go ahead, Lone Wolf. Is that because you by yourself? I ain't even going with you on that one.
Yeah, Bucks.
All right. I can't go with you on that one, brother.
That's all right.
Now this is an intriguing game. Where it would have been. I think this the Rams. I think Rams got to win this game, man.
Yeah,
Rams got to win.
The Rams quietly have been playing some good ball the last 4 weeks now. And
Right.
Team to try and sneak a playoff spot, whether it be a 7 or 6 seed, and they'll be a tough match depending on where it's at. And, in a turf dome environment, but obviously if you're a 7 seed, you're facing either the Eagles or the Niners. But let's just say, I don't know, the Rams find a way to play. I don't know, maybe Dallas as a 6-3, 6-2 match if Dallas can win the division. Right, the Rams be a legit team, or the Rams play. How about this? The Lions. You know that could be a legit threat to the Lions in that game. But anyways, I'm going Rams as well. I like the Rams in this one. The Browns going with Joe Flacco. The disrespect towards PJ Walker. Oh my goodness. The disrespect towards Peter Walker, and they're going with Joe. I call him Joe Wacko, but he got that money back in 2012.
Got that ring.
Got that ring. After that ring and that money came in, he was not the same. That boy said, "I got my money and I got my whiskey." Yeah, he good. he good. Anyways, but the disrespect towards Walker. That Browns defense is not the same on the road. We all know about that.
Right.
Rams scored a lot of points.
Don't travel well.
Yeah, don't travel at all. Man. For some strange reason, it does not travel. But anyways, against the Rams, I like Rams in this game at home on that turf, and to go to 6-6 and be a threat to go to playoffs. So, and they got the running game going well too with Williams back looking good. So give me the Rams.
I'm going Rams.
Before we go on, JB got to bounce. JB, you want to give us your prediction for this one, and then we'll get you out of here.
The Browns defense is too good. The Rams, they're fool's gold, that 5-6 record. They're not a very good team.
All right. Well, JB, thank you for joining us, my brother. We appreciate you, man. Hey, you family, man. You welcome back anytime, man.
Anytime.
And before you get out, man, once again, let our audience know, man, where they can find you at.
Well, first of all, a lot of fun, guys. I'd love to definitely come back on. So JB_ the program on X, Sideline Sports every Tuesday night, 8:30 on NFL Alumni Media. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We're on WDJY in 99.1 in Atlanta Wednesday mornings, and the NFL pregame show starting in a little bit at noon. And NGBN TV and DBTV.
Let's go.
Guys, it was a pleasure, man. I look forward to
Yeah,
seeing what you
man.
guys do, and definitely talking with you guys again.
Same
love,
here,
baby.
my
Good night,
brother.
man. Appreciate you, brother.
Have a great,
Later,
have a
guys.
great day. Later.
You too, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, family. So we pretty much here. Everybody pretty much gone with the Rams in this one.
Yeah, JB,
Yeah.
JB long with it, huh?
Long wood, JB. Long wood.
Well, we got to get him to how.
That's
All
all
right.
right.
Yeah. We got the house. We
Listen.
got all out. Yeah. All right. So let's go to the next one. We all right. Here we go. Eagles.
Well, hold on.
Niners.
You want this one last?
Yeah. You want? Yeah. We can say
Yeah,
it for
let's do the one
last.
last.
Okay.
This one, yeah.
Let's go Monday night. Let's go Monday night. This all of a sudden got interesting.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
This all hands down.
Go
coach?
Ross.
Dang, go-
Kansas City.
You said
So you don't take no solos in
Hoopla.
the last two games by the Packers?
Kansas City.
And you know what? And I'm going to agree with Coach Rock. I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. I think, yes, I'm loving what the Packers are doing. Their little turnaround the last couple of games, back-to-back wins against the Chargers and the Lions. But the Chiefs and that defense, it's been the defense this year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be outside, and there's no weather or scenario that Pat Mahomes is not face. So you can't say, oh, it's going to be in Green Bay, it's going to be cold because of the night game in Wisconsin, in Lambeau Field. No, Pat Mahomes has done that, been there, and so it's not an issue. And I feel like that defense is going to have a lot of turnovers in this game, put the Chiefs in better situations. Field position is going to be huge in this game. Give me Kansas City to win because of the better field position.
I mean, look, I'm gonna look at it this way. Chiefs have been kind of slighted the last couple weeks. People are saying that this is a winnable game by the Packers. The Packers could beat the reigning champs. You think Patrick Mahomes is going to allow that? Because I sure as hell do not. I don't care. Rain, sleet, snow, hurricane. It don't matter. I don't see there's a world where the Chiefs lose this one. And we're talking about how it's an advantage for the Packers if it is snowing. I mean, how many times have we seen Jordan Love playing in some deep snow too? Like, let's act like it's not going to be a problem for him as well. Like,
Exactly.
I think it's even playing fields. It's not like Aaron Rodgers, who's done it, multiple times throughout his career. Like, this is what Love's maybe second game playing in the cold like this, third. Yeah, Chiefs. Give me Chiefs.
Gotcha. Who is on me? Oh, Coach.
I told you Kansas City 3 times.
Oh.
He said 3 times.
3 times.
And I got.
Go
I
home.
know what Dolph going with this one. Dolph got it in his body. I see his body shaking right now.
I'm going to Chiefs, bro. I'm going to Chiefs. I'm going to Chiefs, bro. I was tilted, bro. I was tilted. bro.
He's
hurting
ready
him.
for the Packers game.
It's hurting him right now.
If you'd have went against the Chiefs, I was gonna give you. You remember that Castro Earl and that bottle had the 3 6s on it? One of those two to clean you.
You give him a spoonful of casserole.
Spoonful.
It'll clean them out for real.
Yeah, they clean them out.
Clean
I mean,
them out.
I know during our me and Zach's prediction video, I was playing around and went for Green Bay, but I'm the Chiefs should win this game, man. Let's just be honest.
Oh man! All right, Monday night, Bengals, Jaguars. Who we got, fellas?
See, this is the crap I'm talking about, right? We knew that Joe Burrow was gone a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Why isn't this game being flexed the
Right.
butt cake out,
My
right? I understand the
goodness.
Jaguars don't get a lot of primetime games as it is, so you want to have them out there because they are a good team. But no. Take them out and put a real primetime game in there. Jaguars will have their opportunities in the playoffs when the playoffs come for primetime action. Anyways, but long story short, give me Jaguars. And there's no Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
They got
Jake Browning.
and against Pittsburgh, he didn't look good.
That's
Against the Jaguars on the road once again. I don't like this matchup for the Bengals. Give me the Jaguars.
There was bigger news coming out of Cincinnati, not about this game, but about Joe Burrow being injured and sitting in on defensive meetings so he can learn more. Like that's the big news coming out of this game. Why do they have this game on primetime? My God. Yeah, give me the Jags.
I mean, the big news about this game is if you got Mixon in fantasy, play Mixon. Jaguars.
Think Mixon going dumb like that?
They're gonna feed Mixon more than they're gonna trust Jake Browning.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, B-Lo. I was fighting him, B-Lo. B-Lo. I was fighting him, bro. I almost said it. It almost came out my mouth, man. Almost came out my mouth,
I
man.
saw all kind of movies like
He started getting that little. He started getting a little shake on.
Which is the coach out 33 times.
He was ready to serve it up.
He started scratching his neck. I'd have been like, all right, hold on now.
I said, I know he go with this one. Coach out 23 times now.
All right, the game of the day, 49ers Eagles. Let's go, Coach. Who you got? Tell me 3
Oh
more
man, like Carlos said, I think the Eagles have been a better team this year than the team last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jalen Hurts has found a way to win the game, and I mean, there's no way you can go against the Eagles in this game. So I'm going with the 49ers by 3.
Okay.
I agree. I'm going Niners as well. This is going to be a dogfight. And look, if the Eagles win this game, man, just crown them NFC champs, bro. Because if they can find a way to win this game, they win in all the trenches all year when it comes down to close games. But the Niners, being that team, and they're rolling right now, and everyone's healthy. There's no excuses for the Niners in this game, right? Debo's there, McCaffrey's there, Kittle's there, Purdy's there, that O-line is there. The offense should be rocking and rolling. Can the Eagles keep up with the Niners? I think for a majority of the game, and maybe, but towards the end, I got the Niners pulling away. Give me San Francisco in a tough, must-see match. I cannot wait to see this game.
Go ahead.
You know what? To be honest with you, as much as I want the Eagles to win, I think the Niners gonna pull us out. I think it's gonna be the first team to have some kind of answer for the tush push.
I'm not going that far. No, I'm not going that far.
The only answer is what Roger Goodell said the other day. He's trying to get it banned right now.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're gonna have this miraculous thing, but it's gonna be the first time they make a mistake doing the tush push.
Oh, they did already when Hurts fumbled against somebody on the tush push.
This is gonna be worse. It's gonna have some different repercussions.
They messed up. All right,
I feel like the defense of the Niners though is just can be a great answer to the offense of the Eagles.
Yeah, there you go.
You know.
That Niners secondary can be got though, man. It's all about that pressure. That Niners secondary.
Big loss.
So can the Eagles.
Their safety that looks like Troy Polamalu, whatever his name is. Yeah, he's out for the year.
Hufanga. Yeah.
He's good.
My guy.
That's a big loss.
Yeah.
They got a great next man up mentality.
I'm going 49ers because I think Purdy this is a game that Brock Purdy circled and he needs. I think Brock Purdy gets the job done, plays big today. 49ers escape.
Man, are y'all gonna have me lone wolf in this one?
Hold on, Dolph. Question for you before you lone wolf is Zach. If Brock Purdy throws 3 tutties and a dub, does he jump C.D. Stroud for MVP?
Depending on what CJ do today.
Ooh.
Oh no, well now if he do that today in Philly, he jumps him.
Okay.
He jumps him today.
All right, Zach, let's get it.
He jumps.
I feel like we can't just all be going one team on this matchup. That's what's blowing my mind. Because I mean, like realistically, like I'm playing the odds here of like just trying to be the odd man out. Maybe I'll get a win on this one by picking the Eagles. But like I feel like the Eagles almost need this loss too. Like it's a tough one, but it's also a piece of humble pie that the Eagles could use going into playoffs. Something to feed off of. I mean, they've had one loss, and it was just a
humble pie.
Right, but it's not humble pie. You can take that as that was just a bad game. Like you forget about it. I don't even remember that loss.
Yeah, but Zach,
and they
lose today. They play Dallas next week, Zach.
And they play Dallas next week. You're right.
Dallas.
Yeah, in Dallas.
Man.
So they can't afford to lose this.
Like I said, I actually do want them to win, but I just feel like the Niners defense.
Oh yeah, my heart wants the Eagles to win too. Yeah, trust me, my heart does.
Oh, give me the Eagles, baby. Oh yeah, fly Eagles fly. Come on,
man, Georgia didn't make it.
Give me
Georgia. They made the playoffs.
No, they lost 6.
They lost to Texas.
Georgia 6.
Right now, it's Michigan 1, Washington 2, Texas 3. Georgia 6, so they're playing with 4 and 5 right now.
Wow, Texas gonna
Alabama got in. Alabama got in.
No way.
Stop playing.
Florida State
Wow.
finished 5.
Where's Texas?
3.
3?
Texas 3.
Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama. That's your playoff team. Florida State finished 5th. Georgia finished 6th.
Oh my goodness. Georgia
They
goes
put Georgia
29
6
game
after
winning
one
streak
game,
and lose one game in a neutral site by 3 points, and they don't make
and
the
they
playoffs.
don't make the
They didn't
playoffs.
make the playoffs.
That's why I can't wait the next season.
Yeah,
The
next year,
12
like,
team
fuck
playoff.
these
We had to
things.
deal with
Nah,
this, bro.
that's crap.
Had to deal with it, man.
Boy,
Now, in this 14 playoff, Texas win the national championship.
Yo, I kind of agree.
Texas winning it. Texas strongest team.
I'll tell you what, the winner of Washington, Texas, gonna win it all. I think the winner of Washington, Texas.
I don't know. I think it's Alabama.
Alabama beating Michigan. I'm gonna go ahead quickly and say I got ooh man, Washington
Wow.
Texas is good. Give me
You gotta
Texas.
remember, Texas beat Alabama once. You beat me once, but you don't beat Saban twice.
I know, man. God, dog.
Wow.
You don't beat him twice.
State.
I don't see Michigan beating Bama. I don't see Michigan beating Bama. I got Bama beating Michigan.
Nah, 40. They are not whooping Texas, bro. Texas go whoop a mud hole in them boys.
Oh, he that Florida State out there. I was surprised.
Team hate for Texas.
That's
I told him Texas is gonna be your number 3. I told him that. I already knew that.
Go whoop a mud hole in them. Man, they go drop Penix draft stock after that game.
no.
That's how bad they gonna be.
Yeah,
now whoever played Georgia in the bowl game, I feel sorry for them because
they about Georgia.
they might score 80.
That's gonna be the Sugar Bowl. So
that's the Sugar Bowl.
That's the Sugar Bowl.
Oh, that's in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, Michigan, Alabama. That's the Sugar Bowl.
Oh man, that means it's probably gonna be expensive this year then.
So let me ask y'all this.
I went there the last 2 years for like $5.
So, Coach, who's the top group of 5 team? Have they mentioned? Is it SMU?
Probably.
They haven't mentioned. They haven't got to the other those selections yet. They just did the top 6, the final top 6.
It's probably Liberty.
You think it's Liberty?
Yeah, Liberty would have if the playoffs were this year, the 12 team. I think Liberty would have jumped because Tulane lost. Tulane lost.
Yeah,
SMU.
that helped.
Yeah, and their coach just signed with Houston.
Who that?
Fritz.
From Liberty?
No, Tulane head coach.
Willie Fritz went to what?
University of Houston. He finalized the deal to go to Houston this morning. University of Houston.
Willie Fritz is leaving to go coach the Cougars?
Yes, sir.
Money, baby, more money.
The Cougars, the same team that just leaving the AAC to go to Big 12?
Yeah, he going to Houston.
Big money, all the big money is about big money. I like it.
Wow.
Yeah, he finalized the deal this morning to go to Houston.
Well, no, why it's not surprising.
You could tell how Tulane played yesterday.
Yeah, you could tell how they played yesterday, and also he voiced his opinion about the new athletic director, and it went in a different direction. So it was rumored that he could possibly be out. Remember, last year he was thinking about going with Georgia Tech,
right.
But the former AD and him had a discussion, and Willie wanted certain things upgraded in the facilities and everything, and he stayed. So, but there's two names. There's 2 names that are being talked about right now for the Tulane job. That's former TCU coach Gary Patterson and old coach, I'll never remember, Rich Rodriguez, who was at Tulane. No, man. Bringing him back. I what I'm talking about, man. Rich Rod, I don't want no damn Rich Rodriguez. That's 2 names. I mean, there's gonna be other names out there, but that's the 2 names right now. Gary Patterson and Rich Rodriguez. Every Tulane alumni call Tulane right now and tell them, hell no, with no damn Rich Rodriguez, man. This man. First of all, thank you, Coach Fritz, for what you did for the program. You brought it to heights it's never been before. So thank you for that. No, for real. He's built something there. And you can't bring whoever they hire has to be someone that picks up where he left off, man, and continues to build this program. You can't go steps back, bro. You can't. You can't, man. I would hate that, man. I would hate them to get some rich. Man, is Rich Rodriguez even coaching?
Yeah,
Last
he's
time he coached.
coaching. He's somewhere
That's
coaching.
What, high school?
No,
That's why
he's
he
coaching.
coached.
He's coaching college somewhere, man.
He said that's why he coached.
Assumption? He must be at Assumption College or something, man. No damn Rich Rodriguez, man. Get his name on. His name shouldn't even been mentioned. Whoever mentioned it. Yeah, whoever mentioned it. Yeah, because first of all, I'm mad because Fritz leaving. I know why he leaving. Don't surprise me though. But now Patterson, I would mind that. That's interesting.
Yeah, Gary Patterson.
Yeah, TCU like Tulane. You know, I could see that working. You know, but Rich Rodriguez, resend all your season tickets, all your Tulane paraphernalia and everything if they hire some damn Rich Rodriguez, man.
But you know who I'm concerned about this morning? I'm hoping somebody with him right now. I know he probably done broke TVs. He might be done grabbed his wife and shit. Florida State coach, bro.
Oh,
Florida State coach. I can imagine how you feel right now, bro.
That's right, they didn't make it.
No, man. Undefeated.
Man. The first undefeated champion to not make the playoffs.
Yeah, I could imagine how you feel.
So know what that says? That says what they think of the ACC.
Yep, exactly.
That's what it's saying. That's what they.
That's exactly
bro, you're not gonna tell me Florida State can't beat Washington.
So I'm saying, right?
Come on, man.
Hold on. Last year, did TCU beat Michigan?
Yes.
I'm saying, Florida State can't beat Michigan. Come on, man. So that's
you think it got anything to do with the quarterback getting hurt, and they just like, oh, we don't want to see the backup in there, like
man, it could.
That's
got
what
to
it
be
is.
what it is, man. It got to be.
Still, the fact that like
they undefeated, man, and they don't make the man.
But Georgia, 29-game winning streak. You're back-to-back natty champions,
and you lose.
One loss in a neutral site game by 3 points to Bama, and you out the playoff like that.
It's crazy, man.
Come on, man.
All right, man. Before we get out of here, man, between Florida State not making it and Tulane losing, Frisch go lead Tulane to go to Houston though. That ain't a big up. That ain't a big step up to me.
Big money.
And it was saying that Houston had better facilities than what Tulane had. Also, that he liked it.
Man, anyway, man.
Yeah, that's.
Man, I cut that shit. I'm sorry, Zach. Go ahead, bro. Say what you say, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh,
man.
no, you. Yeah, look, short-term memory. I don't even remember anymore.
I hit it. I hit the button. As soon as I hit the button, you was like, oh shit. Go ahead, man. Man, straight ball. Who balling today, man? Cause I tell you who ain't balling. Tulane ain't balling. It was a damn Rich Rodriguez on the goddamn list for possible coaches. Coach, you should have told me Rich Rodriguez. You should just say Gary Patterson. Damn Rich Rodriguez. We do not want no Rich Rodriguez on Willow Street. Go ahead, man. Who y'all straight balling for the day, man?
Straight balling player of the day. I'm gonna go with Puka Nacua from the Los Angeles Rams against that Browns defense. Give me that Puka for our straight balling player of the day for me.
Okay. Say, hold on. Jump from number 7 to number 3 after beating OKC. Okay.
After beating Oklahoma State, yeah, right.
Wow.
Make it make sense, right? Them fools lost to Oklahoma. That's they one loss to Texas. Oklahoma. Georgia one lost to Bama. Come on, man. That's two different things, man.
Oh. All right, 40 going with CMC. Straight balling. All right. I got you, 40. 40 got his charges in. 9, who you got today? Who you balling, baby?
I'm going with CJ Stroud. That's who I'm going with. He's putting up three tutties on Denver, period.
3.
Oh,
3.
wow.
Yeah, it's some big numbers. He's putting some big yards up over there, too.
3 of them things. Go ahead, Zach. What you got, Zach? Who you got?
Man, this who I believe is gonna be straight balling. I hope he don't, because I'm gonna have a hard time and I'll be drinking by 3.
I already know where you're going.
Jameer Gibbs about to ball the hell out on the New Orleans Saints, man. He about to do his thing.
Man.
And I already drank all the whiskey last week, man. I ain't even got that. I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles.
All right, B-Lo. We see you next week, my brother. Thank you for supporting us.
Appreciate you.
All right, man.
Super chat so Zach can get some drink.
Yeah. Yeah. If Tulane hire Rich Rodriguez, I'm gonna need a lot of drinks. Coach, who your straight ball is for the day, man?
Coach Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions.
Ooh, going to coaches.
All right. Man, listen here. Shout out to my brother Derek L. How you doing?
Hey, yo, my guy. What's good,
my brother? Love you, my brother. Again, my brother. Still thinking about you and your family, brother. Glad to see you here, my brother.
Glad to see you too, brother.
Now you got 9 who's your big ball of the week.
Yeah,
I said CJ Stroud.
9 was Stroud.
Yeah.
Zach, who you went with?
I got Jahmyr Gibbs, man.
Gibbs. And Coach got Dan Campbell. Wow, y'all would go the same game, huh?
I went away from there.
I got to watch this BS in a few minutes. Oh man, my straight baller for the day is whoever playing the Saints, man.
So y'all know, the way I stream, I try to stream outside the Saints game, right? I'm like,
yeah.
Watch my Saints game and I'll stream afterwards or before, whatever. This week, the Saints play the same time as the game I'm calling, the Broncos and the Texans, because I don't give a damn about the Saints right now. I'm watching my red zone.
Right.
But I had to call that. I had to show Strauss some love. So you guys, I'll be on Uneducated Sports Talk at 11:55 a.m. Central Time. As we're going to call the Broncos versus the Texans. Y'all, so stay ready for that from Uneducated Sports Talk.
I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna pop in on you, man. I'm gonna pop in on you today, man.
Definitely have you up.
All right, man. But listen, this has been as the NFL turn. This is your prestigious panel. You got Mr. I told you 3 times already, Coach Rocket. you got nonfiction. You got my boy Zach, the one and only Carlos, Uneducated Sports Talk, Real Fan Sports, and Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Together we are as the NFL turns, and we'll see everybody next Sunday, 10:05 a.m. Hey, share this on your social media platform. Like, subscribe, donate, support the platform, and we out.
Hey, Rich Rodriguez gonna text you, dog.
So clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear.